Hi guys, Chris here with Super Savvy Travelers. Hey, I'm in the house and Gigi's here with me, so she might make some noise and we're just gonna ignore her like we always do. She's really cute, but sometimes she can be loud. Anyway, I wanted to touch on a subject that I get a few emails and things about, and that is the subject of what it's like to be a woman alone in Italy, either single or living alone or whatever. And of course, I am married to Pete, but in the last 2 years, I spent a lot of time here by myself. Pete's been working in the States and I've been working here. And then sadly his dad passed, so he had to go take care of that. And he finally just got back. So I've been alone a lot. And it gives me an interesting double perspective as a married lady here with my husband and also somebody living here on my own. So my situation is a little bit different, and I do live in a hill town, which is smaller and a really great sense of community, and that's kind of the perspective I'm coming in at with this particular video. However, in the cities and things, I'll touch on that too. So the first thing that I want to say is that the community up here, when we got here, just really accepted us as who we were and really bent over backwards to try to help us feel comfortable and feel part of the community. And I know Bonnie has been living here on her own for a good 3, almost 4 years, and she has really become a fixture in the community. Everybody knows Bonnie because she's always popping in, trying to help people and that sort of thing. She's lovely. In any case, they take care of us. They look after us. And when I'm here, when Pete's not here, I'll get big baskets of fruit left at my door, vegetables, that kind of thing. If ever I need anything, a clogged up plumbing line or something, boom, they arrive right away. It's really, really been wonderful the way they've just really, really tried to make us feel at home. And it's also true of the couples that are here. They're very attentive, they're very lovely, and we do feel part of the community. Now that said, if you're coming here on your own and you don't have friends and family already here, so here's some tips to help you become part of the community. And the first thing I would do is, first of all, observe the culture. Don't go jumping in and try to become part of it right away until you really look, because it can be very different, especially in hill towns and especially the ones that are sort of off the beaten path. Now, Santa Domenica is a wonderful mix. We're down near Scalea where the tourists come. We're not too far from Cosenza, which is a big city, but we still retain the community of a hill town, which is just like the perfect mix of everything. That said, there are specific cultures, just like there's specific dialects in Italy as far as hill towns go and as far as regions go. Now, where we are, if you walk through the piazza most of the time during the day, you see all the men out there kind of hanging out doing what they're doing or heading off to work or whatever. You don't see a lot of the ladies unless they're doing their shopping. Now, where the ladies catch up on the local news is usually at Nuncia's store, because Nuncia is really the hub of the communication center of our town, and I love that. I can always pop in and get a big hug and find out what all is going on, what events and things like that. So observing the culture is very important, because if you make a misstep, you can put your foot in it. For example, public drunkenness, very, very frowned on, and if you're a single lady, just never do that. It totally sends the wrong message, and you might get some unwelcome attention, as you would pretty much anywhere. Like in a bar, if you're by yourself and you're drunk, you might attract the wrong kind of people. Pete and I try to avoid any semblance of an idea that we might have had too much alcohol or whatever. Even if we hadn't, if you're hanging out with people who are drinking and they're getting loud and you're getting loud with them, it could be that maybe people think that you're getting drunk or that you're drinking too much or whatever. So those are things to kind of keep in mind. I haven't really heard anything said about that, but I could see how that could occur. So, and that's really true for everybody, even couples and things like that. Be aware, public drunkenness, very taboo. Now, the second thing that I would encourage you to do as a single lady in Italy, wherever you are, is look for ways to contribute to the community. Volunteers. The churches always need volunteers for something, and our comune has a lot of events and things, and they need volunteers as well. Back when we got a bunch of Ukrainian refugees in our area here, we did a lot of volunteering and picking up stuff for them and helping out in that way, and it was very gratifying. It also brings you closer to the community, because the people here really, really look for ways to help other people, and when they see that you're doing that too, there's a reality that then creates a lot of affinity and just makes life a whole lot better there. And you get to know all the people in the village, and generally when you're involved in things like that, then the dinner invites kind of happen and the lunches together and that sort of thing, and you really get to be usually a lot of times a member of a family or something. If you find yourself in a friendship with a man who's married, make sure you cultivate a nice friendship with the wife and the family, so that it is more like you're friends with the family than just the one person. And I think that goes a long, long way toward taking any sort of idea in that direction or possible jealousy or anything like that off the table. It's really important to be a friend of the family and not just a friend of the male married member of the family. I hope that makes sense. And this is true in all relationships. I find myself sometimes finding a whole lot of reality with a guy, with a man, and being in good communication and affinity and everything else with this person, and seeing that, if I were the wife, I could kind of wonder maybe if there was something happening. So the best thing to do is really cultivate a relationship with the wife and the family. And now that takes it off the table, not only for the wife or the family members, but also for the guy and for you. I found that making friends with the families just really, really makes you more a part of the community and more welcome in people's houses and that sort of thing. It's just a very good thing to do anywhere in the world and in any culture in the world, I think. Now, let's touch on the idea of romantic attention, which may happen if you're here by yourself. What I would do in order to avoid that is put out the word amongst the ladies that you don't want that. You don't want that. You're here by yourself. You're going to be by yourself. You're not going to be married. I have a friend here who, when she arrived, there was a lot of, hey, let's fix you up. And what about this? What about, no. She just made it very clear. She's not doing that. It is not part of the equation, and she's not interested. And then everybody just gave it up. And now she's happily living on her own, and it's wonderful. I think all over the world, people want to be matchmakers and they want to see happy marriages and things like that. But if that's not what you're about, just make sure everybody knows about it in a nice way. Tell all the ladies, and the word will get around that that's not what you're here for. And I think that you won't have too much of a problem with it. And that will go a long way toward nipping in the bud any ideas that you're looking for a man. I hate to be blunt about it, but sometimes people think that. So if you make it very clear at the beginning with all the community that that's not what you're here for, I think you'll find it a lot easier. Now, bigger cities are a little different. There probably are, in most big cities, areas you want to stay away from, especially if you're on your own. And I would check with the neighbors, check with the local bar, check with the hotels and things about where it is safe to go and not to go during the day or at night. Now, here in Santa Dominica, I can wander throughout the village at any time of the night and I'm totally safe, unless I'm walking in the dark and fall down the stairs. I've never had a thought about it. In Scalea, I feel very safe down there anytime during the day. I haven't been in a lot of places like late at night down there, but I know in the touristy areas, it's generally very safe. There's not a whole lot to worry about down there. So that's just here. In Scalea, there's been the odd pilfering, and we've even had a little bit of odd pilfering up here. I don't think anybody's immune to that, but overall it's very safe. I feel safe. I don't worry about, at night, anybody coming or doing anything. I just feel very secure here. It's very nice. And I think that, you can talk to your local guides, your architects or whatever about securing your house if you feel insecure about it, and making it so that you feel safe at night. And I think if you do all those things, find out where the trouble areas are and avoid them, and just take normal precautions, I think you'll be fine. Honestly, I feel way safer anywhere down here in southern Italy than I feel in San Jose, California. Sorry to say, it's just a lot safer here, especially for women on their own. Oh. Well, that's interesting. I don't know what they're selling. Looks like melons, maybe? I don't know. These guys come up here and they've got the loudspeakers, and we have the pesce fresca guy. Pesce fresca, and they go by. I'm like, okay. But then there's the melon guy who's like so loud and screaming about his melons and onions. And then this guy, I don't know what he was selling. Maybe somebody's voting. Who knows? Anyway, I digress. Okay, so I hope that's helpful for you ladies. Don't be afraid of coming over here. If you have a friend in a village or a town, come over and visit them. Look at what it's like, see how you feel when you're there. Talk to people. I think you're going to find the best place for you, and you're going to love it here as much as we do. So stay tuned to the channel. I've got some more properties coming up. I'm going out tomorrow with Giuseppe from Belvedere, and as you know, by that last one with the Amalfi tiles, there's some gorgeous properties down there, and I'm going to share them all with you. So see you soon.